That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday Fun Day, and we are live in the alley with Billy Jasinski and Josh Savali. Let's go, Buffalo! Sunday afternoon, in the alley. Girls, boys, and bills at Thelma Gillsville Ballet. Prognostications and hilarious jokes.
Welcome to Championship Live! Championship Live! Championship in the alley! Echo! 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 I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. That's okay. Hey, high five for bringing gloves today. Hey, high five for bringing gloves. 2 guys, 4 gloves. First time in the history of the show.
I know. Should we take them off? Hey, I want to point out as we get going here, Josh played the Bills prediction last weekend just like you want to on The Price is Right. The closest without going over. He picked the Bills X and the Ravens 2, and they scored 3. So great job, Josh, on the prediction.
Thank you.
Maybe anytime you pick the other team to score 2, that kind of worked out last week.
Yeah, it never does.
What'd you think about the Bills' defense on Saturday night?
They did great. Wow.
I mean,
They scored.
Exactly.
They scored more points than the Ravens all time.
And you look at the Ravens, who in the season finale ran for 400 yards. Against the Titans, they ran for like 270.
Yeah.
And the Bills held them to a measly 150 yards on the ground. And you knocked the last year's MVP out of the game in the third quarter. That helped.
Yeah.
I mean, but they contained him really well. Jerry Hughes was awesome Saturday night.
Once again,
His best,
always proving me wrong.
his best ability is his.
Availability.
That's right.
Well, he missed one game.
No, they sat, and only
They
because
sat
he
him.
sat him. Yeah, it was the Dolphins
His Bills
game.
career, or his NFL career, it could be. I'm not sure.
Really?
About that.
Well, it's his Bills career for sure. He
Bills
hasn't missed a
career,
game.
yeah.
That was pretty awesome. Not so impressed by the offense, but once again, they faced a team with a stellar defense, and it's kind of like the Bills of old, but it works a little better. They did what they needed to do to get the win.
How do you like my hair?
That's fantastic. How do you make it look that good?
I have a pick.
Yeah, oh, you're gonna get it out?
No, I won't find it.
Didn't you leave it in your pocket?
Yeah, but I got a lot of pockets. A man with many pockets.
Oh, the man of many pockets. 2 different shoes, 2 gloves, many pockets.
Oh, many, way too many.
Too many pockets for this guy. So what else happened last weekend? The Browns almost beat the Chiefs, you could say, in the second half. That was kind of exciting.
Yes, indeed. That was...
The Bills won. Drew Brees went out on the bottom, maybe.
Again.
God, that guy looked like he'd have better luck punting the football to his receivers.
I don't know.
He should be done, I hope, for
I
his
hope
sake.
so too,
Yeah.
It gets playoff time. I think he's tired.
He looked like it.
You know?
And he just definitely couldn't go down the field with the football.
No.
And that was just kind of poopy.
No.
Want to know a weird fact about Josh Allen and Drew Brees?
No.
Okay. Anyway, I'm going to say it. Drew Brees in his illustrious career with the passing yards and the touchdowns and rarely ever turning over the ball, this, that, and the other, had one season that was a 2009-10 season when they went to the Super Bowl and won. That postseason, the Saints won 3 games and got to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl. Every other year, they've been one and done. Josh Allen has as many multi-win postseasons as Drew Brees. It's crazy to think that they were always there in the playoffs, but never amounting to much more than one season worth.
That is a nice hat.
A little chilly. Thank you. Meg picked it up for me. Meg Lundeen.
What a nice
lady.
Nice lady.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. She got herself one, too. Matching hats today for the AFC Championship game for the right
What are you
to
kidding
go to
me?
the Super Bowl. You're right. Didn't we touch on that fact yet, that the Bills are in the AFC Championship game? How many did you? Well, we might have had that because we never pick against the Bills. But
Wow. Yeah.
Janet, would you have guessed that the Bills would have been in the AFC title game?
Where we thought we would be at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, right. Well, it's perfectly fitting. The year that there's a global pandemic and the Bills are the hottest team in the NFL. But we got to take it for what it's worth. Go team. I mean,
we are saving on Fireball.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. They scored a lot of points this year.
We're looking at all the positives we can. Fireball. Well, my liver likes it. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. After Saturday night, I don't know what matters anymore. But what a fun game. I mean, it was so cool. The primetime game, the second home playoff game with a bunch of people in the crowd, evenly spaced, of course. And it was such a riot to watch. Very cool.
I heard it was loud again.
The Ravens offensive linemen were commenting after the game how loud it actually was.
Yeah.
That they were having troubles with the snap and whatnot.
Timeouts.
Yeah, they
messed them up down there at the goal line.
And earlier in the game too, the Ravens called a timeout like 3 minutes into the game in a playoff in a divisional round playoff game.
Playoffs.
They're burning timeouts already. That was a very interesting sequence. So it was great. It was all encompassing fun and good news for the Bills.
The Bills won. We're gonna play again.
Mostly injury free, except Gabe Davis, who's kind of on the fence. Dropped the touchdown pass and screwed up his ankle at once.
Well,
but Kenny Stills is active, so if he's got to step in,
we'll see what happens.
Hasn't been around too long, but maybe that veteran kind of savviness helps him pick up on the playbook a little bit.
And he's fast.
He is. Yeah, he's another threat to throw in there.
He's a burner.
Yep.
That's for you, Seth Phillips.
Oh, he's having another baby.
I know it.
Ah, congratulations to the Zephyr.
Zephyr.
Speaking of the Zephyr, I heard he doesn't like the Chiefs.
Who does?
Jimmer. Oh. I don't think Jimmer likes the Chiefs. Do you?
Not necessarily.
Did you wear your Andy Reid shirt today?
No, I did not.
Oh, phooey. Well, let's tackle the Bills' opponent today. See what I did there? And we're going to go to Jimmer to get the lowdown for the second time this year on the Chiefs. But since there's been 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 weeks in between the last meeting.
We can't count.
We can't count. But some things have changed for both teams. So in order to cover the Chiefs part of this, we're going to go to
guys.
Jives.
Ray Jimmer!
Come on, Josh, snap those fingers.
How's it working with the gloves on? Hey, Jimmer, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Championship Sunday Spectacular.
Championship Sunday. Talking some Kansas City Chiefs.
No.
Yeah, I got it. It's in my contract.
We make up new things every week.
Last week we talked about how Baltimore has been a fixture in the playoffs recently, even more so with Kansas City. Been in the playoffs 7 of the last 8 years. AFC Championship game today at Kansas City. They are the first AFC team in history to host the conference championship game 3 straight years.
Who did they play? New England, right? 2 years ago?
2 years ago, they lost to New England in overtime. Last year, they beat Tennessee. This year, they have Buffalo.
This year, they lose to Buffalo.
Is that too loud? Is that bothering anybody? Can you guys hear the rain rifling off the umbrella over here? All right, technical difficulties. Go ahead, Jimmer.
Well, this year, Kansas City's #1 seed in the AFC. They had bye in the first round. Beat Cleveland last week 22-17. What was the big story out of that one? Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomie toe?
Yes. Getting knocked out of the game with a concussion in the third quarter. He was tackled by Cleveland linebacker Willie Mack, went down to the ground, tried to get up, legs a little wobbly. Initially, the look in the eyes was lights on, nobody home. Ruled him out with concussion. Now, when you really look at it, didn't look like it was that big of a hit to the head.
A little bit of a DDT, but not crazy.
I don't know about DDT, but they were saying that it could have been a compressed nerve or that he was momentarily choked out. So I don't know about DDT. I'd say more of a Cobra clutch.
There, okay. I'll take that.
Now, as we all know, the Cobra clutch is what Sergeant Slaughter used as his finishing maneuver to render his opponents unconscious to win his matches in the 80s and 90s.
So you're saying that the Browns are big fans of Sergeant Slaughter? They're using it?
Willie Mack might have been.
There you go.
But for everybody watching at home, just to get an idea of how quick somebody can get rendered unconscious from the Cobra Clutch.
We're going to test it on Double A.
Josh,
Yes.
will you show us?
On Billy Bob?
Sure.
Well, yeah. Would you turn the camera around?
Sure. This is going to hurt, ain't it?
Yep.
Okay. I got a microphone on.
Well, we're going to have to get down here.
Okay.
I'm going to get behind you.
Okay.
I'm going to grab this arm
Uh-huh.
over here.
Uh-huh.
Come around here.
Uh-huh.
And then you just choke them out. And you say Sergeant Slaughter. I don't know what he says.
Hey.
That's all it takes. Now, Mahomes did have the presence of mind when the trainers came out, told the trainers to delay so backup quarterback Chad Henne could come out, take a little extra time to warm up. Henne came in, did throw a bad interception right off the bat. However, with Kansas City driving in the fourth quarter to seal the game, on a 3rd and 14 play, he did scramble for 13 yards to make it 4th and 1. They converted, ran out the clock, game over.
Pretty ballsy play there.
It was. Because on 4th and 1, they called for a pass. Completed it, got it.
Yeah.
Now, Mahomes went through concussion protocol. It was kind of up in the air whether or not he would play, but let's face it, everybody know he would play. He was cleared on Friday. Just to let you know, specifically, you hear concussion protocol, but what you have to do to go through that, 5 steps. Player has to rest until signs and symptoms return to baseline status and undergo neurological, cognitive, and balance tests. Number 2, the player begins cardio exercise and or stretching and balance training under the oversight of the team's medical staff. They then increase exercises and or sports-specific activities and begin supervised strength training. They then continue training and resume non-contact football activities, throwing, running, whatever. Then the player is cleared by the team physician for full contact and then also must pass an independent neurological exam. Yes, sir.
I have a question. Is it possible for said player to pass all 5 steps in one day?
No. They
So
have
it's
to take it
something
step
that-
by step.
Right. Okay. That's what I meant. So
That's
like
why he
you
was
can't
cleared on Friday.
you can't go in concussion protocol and be fully ready to go on a Tuesday.
No.
Okay.
That's a great.
I thought that was an interesting because I heard that there's people that they kind of sneak. Oh yeah, you passed all 5 right away. It's like that doesn't seem how the process works.
No.
Because you have to be like you said, more and more and more to
That's
make
why
sure.
it wasn't until Friday he was cleared. So he had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Billy,
Friday.
Right.
goes step by step.
Day by day.
No, the new kids on the block
Oh.
implemented that rule.
Sorry.
Step by step.
Didn't see that coming.
Now, of note is that
baby.
earlier in the game, Mahomes suffered a strained ligament in the big toe on his left foot. He was notably limping throughout that game before getting knocked out. Apparently, he stated that's better, but what do you expect him to say?
Right. Yeah. No, it really hurts. Don't step on me.
Exactly.
Don't touch my toe.
Oh, so that's my band gonna be playing at PJ's next month.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Don't touch my toe.
Rex Ryan's a big fan.
Oh my.
Now, if Mahomes gets knocked out or is deemed by some odd miracle that he can't go today, they're back to Chad Henne. Little background on him. He's been in the league a hell of a lot longer than I would have thought. He was drafted Miami in the 2008 draft. He was their starter in 2009 and 2010. He was benched in 2011. After that season, he signed on with Jacksonville. Started a couple years with them, was mostly backup. Then signed on as a backup with Kansas City in 2018.
He was a Michigan man, wasn't he?
Yes, 4-year starter at Michigan.
Yep.
And apparently, recent trend keeps going. To get to the AFC Championship game, you have to have Chad Henne on your roster. This is his 4th straight year playing in the AFC Championship game.
Oh, because he was with Jacksonville
Exactly.
the year they lost to New England.
Man.
Now let's talk Kansas City's offense.
Boo.
As a total, they led the league not only in passing yards per game with 303.8 average yards per game, but also total yards per game, 415.8. That's the 3rd straight year that the offense has led the league in total yards from scrimmage.
Yeah, you're gonna have that, I guess.
We all
That's
know
not a
about Patrick
surprise.
Mahomes, talked about him last time, so we're going to talk about tight end Travis Kelce.
Oh, man.
This year, not too shabby of a year. 105 receptions, 1,416 yards receiving, which is second in the league. And remember, he's a tight end, second in the league to Stephon Diggs.
Is that a record for tight end yardage?
Why, yes, it is.
Ah!
Set the single season record for tight ends this season. It's also the 5th straight year that he's had over 1,000 yards receiving, which is also an NFL record for tight ends.
That's awesome.
He led the league.
He's the best.
Led the league with 67 catches of 10 yards or more. Tied for first in the league with 23 catches of 20 yards or more. Then you got wide receiver Tyreek Hill. In the past 5 years, he's had 21 receptions of 50 yards or more, most in the league during that time span. This year, Hill was second in the league with touchdown receptions with 15 and 5th with receiving yards with 1,276.
And not to get too...
Wait, we got to play these guys?
Yeah.
Hey, the Bills did a good job against Hill in the first game.
Yes, they did. They limited them, I think, to like 40 yards,
Yeah,
maybe?
or under. It was 50 or under.
Kelsey didn't
Kelsey
have
had-
any yards either. He said
He just had 2 touchdowns, right?
That's it.
Yeah, that big deal. In a close
didn't do
game,
anything,
doesn't mean
yeah.
much. Yeah.
Looking at their defense, Bills, after playing the Colts and the Ravens, this is a step down for
Right.
opposing defenses for them.
Woo.
They do boast 2 first-team All-Pros, defensive tackle Chris Jones and safety Tyrann Mathieu. However, as a whole, their defense was 11th in points allowed, 21st in rush yards allowed, 14th in passing yards allowed, and 20th in sacks.
They're kind of
Middle of the road,
yeah.
but over-reliant on their offense.
Right.
I mean, it does the trick for them. Exactly. And another stat, their defense dead last in red zone defense.
And the Bills are one of the most efficient teams in red zone offense.
Kansas City has allowed opposing offenses to score on 76.6% of the time that they are in the red zone.
So you get there, got to get there.
You got to get there because there is an asterisk with that, is they have only allowed their opponents to get into the red zone the 6th least amount of times in the league.
And Jimmer, where is the red zone?
That would be from the 20-yard line in.
Okay. No, I'm just curious. I want to make sure everybody knows that it's not like, you get into the opponent's field position
Yep.
or something. No, it's that 20 yards where the field shortens up, becomes more difficult for both teams to either do what you want to do or defend how you want to defend because you're going to run out of space quick.
That's
Exactly.
why Joshie's real good.
He's one of the best.
Now, Kansas City special teams could be a factor this week. Not in a good way for Kansas City.
Ooh.
They are 22nd in kickoff return average allowed to opposing teams,
Ooh.
and 26th in average drive start for opponents after kickoffs.
Wow.
So, with
That's great.
Yeah,
For
good
us.
for, good for the Bills.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
We're decent returners.
Do you have more on the special teams? I have a,
that's it on the special team, so please elaborate.
There was a little note passed along Thursday into Friday that the special teams coach for Kansas City said, we don't use Tyreek Hill that much to return punts. But if we deem the situation necessary, we'll have him in there to return the kick. And my thought on that was, I get it, and you've done well when other teams shut him down on offense. They could still move the ball down the field. But if you think that's such an important part of the game, why wouldn't you just have him as your punt returner then? And like, say for today's game, it's going to be Tyreek Hill. Not situational. He's going to be the guy because he gives us the best chance every time. Against the Bills, who Bojorquez is the number 1 punter in the NFL with only 46 punts this year. So it'd be interesting to see how they utilize him if they do at all.
They do put him in.
Put him in at punt. Okay, it's the third quarter and it's a 1-score game. Either way, time for Tyreek Hill to return a punt. It's going to be interesting to see if that,
I don't
gets
think
utilized.
you use a regular wide receiver as your all-time punt returner.
I don't disagree, but that guy might be a step above, your best receiver. He's one of their best athletes on the entire team.
Oh, and that's the reason.
Right.
So he doesn't get hurt.
So he doesn't get hurt. But it's just,
the punt returning, kick returning,
you're
crazy.
you could be a glutton
You
for
are
punishment.
crazy.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see. If he's the best athlete out there and they want to use him, it's a one-time deal.
He's a fast man.
What happens if he fumbles it? Is that the bad mark of the game? Why did we even put him in then? It's going to be something to look for. I think it's very
it will.
interesting.
Situational circumstance,
Absolutely.
makes it.
Fumble!
Yeah.
Looking at injuries for today's game for Kansas City, linebacker Willie Gay is out. Running back Le'Veon Bell and wide receiver Sammy Watkins listed as questionable, not expected to play.
Right, both of them.
Starting running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Ella.
Listed as questionable, expected to play. And starting defensive back Bashad Breeland, who also got knocked out of the Cleveland game with concussion, who made it through the protocol, is playing.
And then Allaire is kind of worth note. I mean, he had a crap ton of all-purpose yards against the Bills.
146 yards rushing against the Bills.
Yeah. He had a good, strong start to the season.
Then he tailed
anyway,
off,
and he tailed off, as it
Yeah.
were.
I did a good first game. Good
He was
game
a first-
against us,
Yeah.
and then-
He was a first-round draft pick in everybody's fantasy draft, and I feel bad for the people that drafted him because he started out great and then
Yeah.
right down.
Yep.
Now, looking at Kansas City's season, they finished the regular season 15-1, won last week. But if you throw out their Week 17 game against the Chargers when they rested the starters, their previous 7 games, they only won by single digits. And 4 of those games were by 3 points or less. Kansas City and Buffalo has played each other 3 times in the playoffs. January 1st, 1967. The AFL title game. Kansas City won 31-7.
Oh, man, I
beating on
remember
Buffalo?
watching that game.
I don't.
Then how many years later did they play again?
Then they played on January 5th, 1992 in the divisional round. Buffalo won 37-14.
27 years later.
Oh, I remember watching that game. I
That
really
one
do.
you might, yeah.
I really do.
January 23rd, 1994, AFC Championship game. Buffalo won 33-13.
Oh, I remember watching that game. I do.
And then 27 years later,
Here we are.
27 between all 3 games is pretty cool.
Oh, I hope
Okay.
I remember watching
27
this game.
years from the AFL game to the championship game. 27
you're not
years from the
including- got
championship
it.
game to today.
You're not including the 92 game in this.
No.
Got it.
Jim and I would never.
What are you thinking?
Interesting note about today's conference championship games, both AFC and NFC, both are rematches of Week 6 games.
Oh, wow.
Bills Chiefs played in Week 6. Tampa Bay Green Bay played
Bay.
in Week 6. Them too.
Yeah, and as a note, too, that Bills-Chiefs game was originally supposed to be the Thursday night primetime game.
Previous.
Was shuffled back to Monday at 5:05. What kind of horse crap that was.
Now, 9 times in the last 7 years, rematches in the conference title game. This is AFC and NFC. The team who won the first game is 7-2 in the rematch.
Jimmer's never right on his trends, by the way. Don't worry about it.
I'm just giving out facts, and so they're right.
You're a liar!
Hey, there it is. You're a liar. Brought to you by Crino Music, 811 Central Avenue, 366-4800. Crino Music, we know music.
Now, 6 of the past 7 home teams have won the AFC Championship game. Who was the only one that lost?
The Chiefs.
Exactly. Now, here's what you like. You say my trends are never right? Well, then you're not going to
Well,
like this.
it's right once.
Teams in conference championship games who played on Saturday in the divisional round, like Buffalo did, past 11 years are 16-6. Past 4 years are 6-2.
Ooh.
And last thing, this just has to do with Kansas City. Since November 1st, they are 0-8-1 against the spread.
I was just going to ask you if you knew what the trend with the spread was. Hey,
That's all I got for Kansas City for this week.
thanks, Jimmer! You stole my factoid about the 27 years in between the games.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was going to use instead of know that Chiefs guy.
Got it.
But either way, another interesting fact about the Chiefs and such. Oh, Patrick Mahomes has only lost, 10 games as a starter or something kind of crazy. The fewest points they've scored in a loss is 13. The next fewest points they've scored in a loss is 25. I mean, when they lose, they score. So it's something that still kind of keeps you on your toes.
Outscore them. We're gonna have to score points today.
Can you put your glasses on for Fillmore?
Oh, sorry, Fillmore.
There it is. All right. So yeah, you got to score to win, and that's what I thought the whole hubbub was going to have to be Saturday night, and the defense showed out, and the big score and everything like that. So
They're fogging up.
I'm not the glasses of the Bills.
I don't know which one either.
Well, no, this is very exciting. It's very new ground for, I'd say, the most of us to be, living through. My dad texted me after the game Saturday night, and right away all he said, he goes, now you know how I felt 30 years ago with the excitement, and they're getting there.
Oh, man.
It is great, and everybody loves to use the Bills were this, the Bills were that, and the heyday, and this and that, and all that's great, but the connection that we get to now have.
I remember. I was a kid. I
Right.
went through it, and it was the regular every year.
Right.
Oh, Bills are going to the Super Bowl.
No.
Here we go again.
Well, now it's it's got a different twist on
And
it.
then it took a lot of time for them to make the playoffs again.
And these Bills don't argue with each other, though. There's no bickering Bills. There's just love. Like Diggs and Allen, the way they look at each other, it's just pure love.
It's like you and I.
Ah, yes, especially with the glasses on.
I can't see you.
I
They're
can't,
all fogged
but
up.
I know I love you. Speaking of love, we know a guy who loves to ask questions because we pay him to do it.
Oh, I made a joke this week.
Oh, is it worthy of the TV?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
We'll see if you like it.
Oh, well, I am the judge.
What did Rudy Giuliani say to Donald Trump before he left office?
What did he say?
I beg your pardon?
Ah, decent. I'll give it to you.
Decent, right?
Is that when he was wiping his hair dye away?
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, the football stuff is happening.
Yeah,
And
that was fun.
Oh, yeah. Because it's time for Q&A.
With Dubla!
With Double A.
Are you ready to play with
Everybody, welcome Double A to the show.
Hi. It's good to be back.
It's good to see you.
I don't remember signing up for all these extra shows.
Oh, yeah, well, that's something we're going to have to cover
gonna have
late in
to-
the season.
I'll take the extra paycheck.
Yeah, time and a half. What's time and a half on, I don't know, a couple drinks?
Nothing.
So you're getting nothing.
That's it. I always like an extra nothing.
Who doesn't?
Yep.
All right, I got a bunch of questions for you.
Whoa.
I'm not going to need any kind of analysis. I'm just looking for an answer.
Okay.
1 or 2 words. So we'll start with, who's going to have more receiving yards today, Diggs or Beasley?
Diggs.
Beasley.
What would you prefer to own, a humpback whale or a dolphin?
Humpback whale. Dolphins are cool, but humpback whale, baby. I'm riding that thing like it's Star Trek 5.
I think I want a whale too.
Or is it 3? Return Voyage Home? It is.
Maybe 3, yeah.
Is it? No, it is. It might be 3.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you-
I didn't mean.
I
I got
know.
excited.
I don't know.
Waiting for somebody to ask a humpback whale question all season.
It finally happens.
Who gets more rushing yards today, Josh Allen or Singletary?
That's
Joshua.
a great one.
Joshua.
I'm gonna go with Josh, but I like the idea that we can maybe run the ball today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's out there.
Would you rather have a goat or an emu?
Yep. Like a llama.
Emu.
Or an emu.
Do you see that emu in those commercials?
Yes.
The guy sits in a car, he wears cool glasses, he lays on a volleyball ball like an egg. I love that guy.
Limu?
Yeah, emu.
Limu.
And Doug.
Yes. Who gets more tackles today, Milano or Edmonds?
Edmonds, but Milano has a bigger game in passing coverage for the defense.
Edmonds.
Flats or drums?
Flats.
Yeah, flats.
Who gets more touchdowns today, Dawson Knox or Lee Smith?
Oh, it's tie. 1-1.
Neither of them.
Hot tub or pool?
Pool.
Hot pool.
Hot pool.
At least you didn't say hot poo.
What do we have more today of, field goals or punts?
Field goals, 1-0.
All right. I'll take that.
I like that question
I'll
too.
take that.
Weddings or birthday parties?
Weddings.
Of course.
Hot dogs or burgers?
Hot dog.
Burger.
Like it. I like it.
The total for both games is over or under 110 points.
Total for both?
Both games.
55 to 55. Push.
111.
Jimmer says over.
Just over. 111.
Push.
Spearmint or peppermint?
Spearmint because it's underrated.
I used to have a crush on peppermint patty, so I'm gonna go peppermint.
You would.
Who is the best quarterback left in the playoffs?
Aaron Rodgers.
Josh Allen.
I'm just saying he's the best.
Really?
If you were a doctor, what body part would you specialize in?
Cosmo Kramer, the ass man. Proctologist. Remember that episode where he gets the wrong license plate that says ass man?
And the last one from me. How hairy do you have to be to use shampoo for your entire body?
How hairy do you have?
I don't know how to answer that.
Wasn't there one wrestler that was really hairy? And, oh, who was that?
Animal. Animal.
Yeah, George Animal
George
Steel.
Animal
Yeah,
Steel.
that hairy.
That's it. That's
Ah,
my
that's the
questions.
way. All right. Yeah, there's never a dull moment with that guy and stuff. Oh, by the way, when you're talking about who would have more receiving yards, it was Diggs or Beasley?
Yeah.
So Stephon Diggs is the first NFL receiver ever. This is including, we get to yes, ever. We get to the point now where we can include regular season and postseason combined to have, was it 17 games of at least six catches? The only game this year where he didn't have at least 6 catches was the Rams game, where he was targeted, where he had 4 catches and still had a touchdown.
He was blanketed by Ramsey?
Yeah, and he still scored on him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I mean, that was a pretty with all the accolades and this and that everybody's getting. It's cool to see the real kind of nitty gritty stats where the Bills. You'd think they just covered Diggs like it's the end of the world, but the Bills do have that many weapons where he can go anywhere else and we're still winning games. And that Rams game is a perfect example of that. Their number one guy still gets targeted, and they still don't even have that chemistry yet. That really didn't seem to come into play until like the Seattle game and later on. I mean, they can do anything, those two. Do you think they ride the magic carpet and singing "I Can Show You the World" to each other? That's what it seems like.
I'm not gonna sing.
No, yes, you are. if the Bills
There's
win,
copyright laws. I can't sing.
when the Bills win, Josh will sing it next week or 2 weeks from now for the Super Bowl show.
At halftime.
At
I'll be the
Halftime entertainment.
show next week.
Well, now that we've
Or in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Now that we've dwindled down the amount of games left, we're going to do some quick picks for both the games today because that's it.
Man, there's not many games to pick anymore.
No, that's
We're
okay.
down to 2.
Yep. And we got the Puppy Bowl to pick. That's later on.
Yeah, that's next week.
I picked the Cats.
All right, let's start off with Tampa at Green Bay. Chance of weather there is weather.
It's supposed to be 30 degrees at kickoff, possible snow showers, but then get colder, obviously, as the day progresses.
And isn't it weird to kind of see, too, that they're going to have, here's a home playoff game for Green Bay with the elements, maybe, and then the best quarterback ever who spent 20 years playing in shitty weather is going to come play in your stadium. It's like, there's no advantage to that.
The only thing to say to that is that the wide receivers that they haven't played
Correct.
in that.
Yeah,
So
your Mike Evans and your...
because the cold hands is a thing, especially with wide receivers.
Absolutely.
And you can tell a guy who's never played in that kind of temperature when
They have
they're
trouble
out there.
adjusting.
Because they
I
just
heard
they
cold
don't know how to
hands,
do
warm
it.
heart.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a cheers to us from California from Joe Dolly. All right.
Hey,
Awesome. Thank you very much.
happy birthday. I know it's a little late now, but happy birthday.
Oh, are we all right? Technical difficulties? All right, we're good. Jimmer, why don't you kick us off on Tampa Bay at Green Bay?
I shall.
And an X factor for the game. That's always fun.
All right. Well, your earlier stats, the time in between Bills Kansas City playoff games was 27.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with 29s.
Okay.
Tom Brady, 25-4, which totals 29. His last 29 games when the temperature is 29 degrees or colder at kickoff.
Kind of standing kid shaking her head.
I say throw that out the window.
Oh!
Because that was with New England.
Yeah.
He practiced with New England out in the cold. He was acclimated to the cold.
Sure.
That was when he was a younger player.
Yep.
He's in his 40s now. He's been playing in Tampa Bay all season.
Who's not in their 40s?
Me and Jimmy, but that's on a different wavelength.
That's just you and me, Double A. I mean, who is in their 40s? Raise your hand, Double A.
But Aaron Rodgers, 29-5 since 2009 in home games played in December or January. The Buccaneers, all-time freezing weather, 32 degrees or below, 1-17. A 5 seed has never beaten a 1 seed in the NFL playoffs. Going Green Bay, 31, Tampa Bay, 21.
Who's their X factor for the game?
Running back Aaron Jones for Green Bay. Everybody's going to be keying on Devontae Adams, Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yep.
He'll be the
Lazard.
guy.
Alan Lazard, yes.
I'm definitely going with Green Bay, and Adams is my key player.
Yeah.
I believe we get to 35. I think there's 4 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and Tampa Bay scores 21. No field goals in the game at all. Nobody can kick.
Perfect. Deal. Works for me. Josh?
I don't know.
It's so hard to tell what he's thinking with the glasses and the
Can't see a
like.
thing here. She tried being up here, Double A. It's crazy. I'm gonna go the Packers, 35-0.
Wow.
Who's your X factor? Everybody on the Packers?
Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah.
He throws 7 interceptions.
Yeah.
Touchdowns. I mean 5. I guess it's 5 interceptions.
Maybe 4?
5.
4. Oh, like he's in the game.
I mean
4.
5. 5.
The last time they played, Green Bay got out to a lead and then was smoked right off the turf in Tampa by Tampa.
38-10, something like that.
33 or 38-10.
was
Yeah, it was ugly. I don't see it going the same way, only because Aaron Rodgers just has that I'm a bad guy attitude going on right now.
I'm a bad mother.
Shut your mouth. And I just think that, I know it sounds silly to think that might be the key, but him and Devontae Adams have quite the chemistry. The one thing that does scare me is Tampa Bay's defense can be damn good at times.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
They showed it last
I don't
week.
know.
That linebacker, White?
Yeah. No, the 2 linebackers that are very good.
They're very good.
They can do that, but I think Tampa Bay, I think they've gotten used to using Antonio Brown as kind of a weapon, and he has
not
been.
playing.
He's out for the game.
Yeah.
I think Green Bay's defense can get a good rush on, and Brady gets rid of the ball quick like he always has, but I see it going Green Bay's way today. I'm going to take them. I think it's a 30-point. Whoever wins that game, I think, scores 30 or more. 31. I think like 31-14, Green Bay. And I don't think it's going to be like a barn burner or anything. I think it's going to be a good game. Brady will play a good game. But I think Green Bay is just, they're on the right track right now.
All right, Billy, who cares about that game? Let's get on to the other game.
Wait,
The Bills are playing today. I am so excited. Who's not excited?
very excited.
I
Are you
am.
excited?
I am very excited and entertained.
Okay.
Want to go to Jimmer for real quick? Joel Green's got the Bills winning. I forgot the score. Steve-O's got the Bills winning. I forgot the score. Meg says Bills by $1 billion. I want to throw all that in there to make sure everybody's
Those
covered.
are all proper answers.
That's
as
right.
Stuart would say.
Yep, proper. He's probably going to watch us get proper pissed tonight. We miss you, Stuart. All right, Jimmer, kick us off. Bills at Chiefs, 6:40 at Arrowhead, if you didn't know.
All right, Kansas City, like I said, first AFC team in history to host 3 straight AFC title games. One NFC team, one only, hosted 3 straight NFC title games. Philadelphia Eagles, both under Andy Reid.
All right.
Philadelphia made it to 2 other title games. That brings Andy Reid's coaching record in conference championship games to 2-5. His been to 2 Super Bowls, but a lot of times he can't get the job done. I'm looking at Kansas City, like I mentioned, winning, but not winning by much, by the skin of their teeth, against teams that they should be blowing out. I think Buffalo's just on a roll. I like a very close game, but I'm going Buffalo 31-30.
Good for you, Jimmer. They're going to cancel the game now.
Yeah, right?
Double A, what are you thinking?
As he said, it's definitely going to be a close game. I want to say that it's going to be a shootout, but I don't think it is. I think the defenses show up.
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot for 34-24. And I'm going to say Buffalo wins.
Very good. Joshua?
I'm going to say we beat them by quite a bit. The offense is going to come out, score a lot of points. Buffalo, 39. Kansas City, 17.
I like it. I like it. I'm kind of going with the midway here. I agree with Double A. I don't really think it's going to be a shootout per se. I think it's going to be kind of one of these kind of games, but not like fire down the field. The other team comes right back and scores. I think a lot of things to look for is...
That would be fun, though. Oh, my. We'd be up, we'd be down.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Is like Jimmer mentioned, the cornerback who's coming off of the concussion. It's one thing to look at. It's one thing to look at how the Bills' offense gets around Tyrann Mathieu in the secondary,
Oh,
which I
that
think
honey badger.
which I think they can do. I think they have enough weapons to get away from him.
So do I.
I think the Bills' offense, very vanilla the first 2 games, and if that's the way they had to do it in order to win the games, that's fine. Dable comes out,
We're bringing the chocolate, the Neapolitan.
and the strawberry. Dable comes out with a different game plan this week to make things work. I think the Bills are going to go out there and have a good offensive attack. Defensively, I think they do a little bit of what they did last time they played, but not exactly let them run. Rush your front 4, get after Mahomes without blitzing as much as you can. Make him move with the rest of your defense around to see him.
Having those 2 healthy linebackers that they didn't have in the first meeting is going to be a huge difference.
Did you guys know that the Bills are undefeated when Matt Milano plays this year?
Correct.
There you go.
The 3 losses, all 3 losses, he was out. And he is a great coverage linebacker, whether it's Kelsey or it's help on Kelsey or crossing routes by the other receivers.
And he's playing today.
Yeah, or whether it's Mahomes running around. 31-27-ish Bills, or Bills by $1 billion. I'll take that too.
Yes.
Have fun tonight. Enjoy it. I mean, this is some uncharted territory for the world we're in right now, and if it's something we can enjoy, gosh damn it, we're gonna do it.
Yes. Let's
So-
do it for another week.
Yeah, we hope to see you in 2 weeks with the Super Bowl pre-show.
Ooh, we'll see
right.
anyways. But
Well,
we're
yeah.
going to be playing in it.
Go ahead, Dave.